it's Sherry with Hecate's Needle. Welcome to my craft room. I am here on October 16th, 2025 with Flosstube number 61. So I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's commented, liked, all of that good stuff. Thank you very much. We are joined here today by the lovely Artemis. Everyone else is otherwise occupied. Snickers, Jellybean, and Hecate. They don't care. Artemis, on the other hand, takes every step Mama takes. So she is with us, gracing us with her presence. So today we are looking at a little bit of progress with cross stitch. No finishes, no new starts. I've only worked on, well, 2 projects that I will show with this video. I have also been working on my Sherlock Holmes project, but I have the every other day videos for that. So you can go back and watch those if you want to see the progress on that one. But otherwise, other than that one, I've only worked on 2 other projects, and I've done quite a bit of sewing and crocheting. So those are what we will be looking at today. So let's begin. Cross stitch. As I said, I have a separate series going for the I guess Halloween Advent box from Forbidden Fiber. It is Sherlock Holmes themed. I am showing that project on those videos, so I won't be showing it on this one. But I do have 2 others that I've been working on. And the first one is Noctiflora's Toad Ghoul Terrarium Stitch Along for this year. Now this one began August 29th, and it will go all the way through December 19th. So I am currently caught up. I know, shocking, right? When you last saw it, I had only done the title and the first part. But since we last chatted, there have been 2 other parts released. And it looks like this. As I said, the title was the first release. Then we had these mushrooms here that were released. Next were these mushrooms. And then the bottom was the was last week's release, and I'm all caught up. This one is being stitched on I think I have the card here, on a 14 count Aida by Black Dahlia Fabrics, and it is in the colorway Kayuri. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it is a gray tinged with green. It's lovely cloth. I will say I don't like the colors of the title on this cloth because you can't see the middle letters. And so what I'll probably do is wait until I have finished the project and then take another look at it, and I may outline the letters to help them stand out better. But I'll wait until the project is completely finished before I do that. But that is the first one I worked on. I am using all of the called for colors. I've made no color changes. That fabric was specifically created for the stitch along by Black Dahlia Fabrics. I believe Witch's Garden Craft had another one that they created for it, but I went ahead and decided to change things up this time, because normally I get the one from Witch's Garden Crafts, but I decided to go ahead and get the one from Black Dahlia instead. And I like their fabric. I will order more. The second one I worked on, I didn't get a lot of progress done. I don't know why. Now this one is a stitch along from last year. Everybody knows about it. It is the Deadly Aquarium stitch along by Lola Crow. When it is finished, it will look like this. Now this one, I only put in about 185 stitches. Things came up and I stopped stitching on it, and then got started on the Sherlock Holmes one and just put this one aside. But it did put it at 23%. When you last saw it, it looked like this. And now it looks like this. What I was working on is I was filling in this area down here with these colors and kind of getting the outline here. So that's what I've been working on. And I don't know why. I have been dragging my feet on working on this, because once I pick it up, I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy it. But I don't know why. Maybe because I have too many other things going on, other projects and things, and I don't know. I have no excuse. I'm not going to try. But this one is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. It is in a pearlescent, or not pearlescent, opalescent mint green. And of course, as always on these videos, you can never see the shinies, the sparklies, but it is opalescent, yeah. So those are the two projects I've worked on other than Sherlock Holmes, and specifically the toadstool or toad ghouls. That one I want to keep up with. I don't want to get behind, because yeah, we saw what happened with the Vampirum last year. I got behind, and now I'm struggling with it to keep up, or to try and get it done. And I don't want that to happen this year. I really don't. With the toad ghouls, and thus far the pieces have been totally manageable, so it hasn't been too hard to keep up with it. But those are the ones I've worked on. I don't have any haul. I have not been shopping. I haven't needed anything. Plans. As I said, I intend to finish the Sherlock Holmes one as fast as I can. Because I would like to have that done by Halloween. Now, because I want to give it to my husband. So that one right now is priority. The other priority is the toad ghouls, because I want to keep up with that one. anything else, if I have time, I'll stitch something else. Probably the Deadly Aquarium. But for the month of November, once the Sherlock Holmes is done, I am going to do a Noctiflora November because I want to finish the Toad Ghouls and I want to finish Vampirum. And I'm hoping I can, well, obviously Toad Ghouls won't be finished until December because that's when the last piece comes out. But I want to keep up with it. And then I want to finish Vampirum. And so November, I am going to strictly work on Noctiflora. Now, if I finish Vampirum, that's great. I'll work on other things. But that's going to be my monogamous, I swear I need a speech therapist. That's going to be my monogamous project for November because I want that one done. And that's it for cross stitch. At this point, that's all I got. As I said, I've been focusing mostly on Sherlock and the Toad Ghouls, and those are what I've been working on. But that's it for cross stitch. Sewing. Now, you know I have been working on my little Halloween quilted project. This one. And I was specifically doing the wall hanging. As I showed last time, I had finished the applique, all the hand applique. The pieces they gave me were not the same as what's shown on here. I don't know what to tell you. This was a kit that I got from a sewing subscription. And they didn't give me enough yellow for a yellow leaf, so all my leaves are green. The white was not big enough to have that much space. And yeah, their kits aren't the greatest. They just really aren't, which is why I canceled the subscription, and I probably will not renew it ever. Now this is a cute pattern. It is. And I might remake it someday, but no time soon, let me tell you, because that hand applique is not my friend. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it. It's just that this hand feels fine because I had the steroid shots. This hand, I don't get the steroid shots until Monday. This hand hurt like hell the entire time I was hand appliquing that. So, not fun. But it is done. And I did finish it. Now, this is what I've got. I did not put a wooden dowel in there because, quite honestly, they didn't give enough space. So I just used a piece of jute that I had. As you can see, I've embroidered the vines. I've done all the hand applique. I've got the little buttons like they show. Now, if you notice, mine does not have the little googly eyes. That is because the googly eyes that they included with this were about 3 times too big to go on here. And these were cut straight from their template. Okay, there was no seam allowance, no anything. You just hand applique. And those googly eyes were too big to fit on here. So I just made it without, and I think it looks fine. I thought about maybe looking for some googly eyes at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but then I thought, you know what, this looks fine. It looks fine without them, so I'm not going to bother. But it is finished. It is complete, and it's cute. It's cute. I like it. So I completed that. Because I completed that, I got to spin the wheel to pick my next quilting project. And it came up with a harvest pouch. Now, I will say, I love the fabric. I do. It's very pretty. We've got this beautiful fruit print, which I love. And then the contrast fabric is just this green, which is a pretty shade of green. I like it. So the two of them together, very pretty. Now the kit also came with the soft and stable. It also came with the zipper with 2 pull tabs. And it came with the thread. So that will be my next quilting project. And I really do hope this one turns out better than the last couple, because I think it is pretty. So that is my next quilting project. Hopefully I will have it cut out before the next video. Hopefully. Hope springs eternal. I have also been crocheting. My husband and I have our crochet nights. Now, in the spirit of Halloween, my husband and I got the Woobles Halloween Advent because he is all up on his Woobles. Me, I'll just crochet whatever. It doesn't have to be a Wooble. I don't care. But he is all up on his Woobles. He claims he is the Wooble master. But we went ahead and got the Halloween Woobles Advent Calendar. It's only 13 days. And we're sharing it. Okay. Well, I've got a couple in there that I still have to crochet. I haven't done them yet because I was working on my daughter's penguin. But I did finish this one. This tiny little bat. And his eyes glow in the dark. Now, it didn't come with the little hanger. I just added an extra piece of yarn and I just hang it on our little Halloween tree. And honestly, the little kit for this comes with enough yarn to probably make 3 of these. And so I think that's what I'm going to do, is make a few, at least 1 more. If I can get 2, I'll make 2 more so that I can hang them on our tree, our little Halloween tree, because he's cute. So I did that one. And my husband is currently working on a little vampire. And my daughter's penguin for Christmas. Now, this was a pattern that I got from Hirschner's, which, as it turns out, I think it was actually a pattern from Leisure Arts or a kit. But I got the pattern for free, and then I went ahead and used a coupon I had to order the yarn kit for it. And it's the Soho Squishy yarn. It's very soft. I didn't mind working with it at all. I will say sewing with it, all the chenille bunches up and it makes it difficult, so you don't want to cut your sewing tails too long. But otherwise, it was fine. But here's the little penguin. Now, the pattern actually just had you stuff the head and leave the body flat, but I didn't do that. I went ahead and stuffed it like a stuffed animal. I think it's supposed to be like a little lovey, but I stuffed it as a stuffed animal. There are the little feet. I sewed those on, the little wings, and then his scarf and his hat. They wanted me to make a pom-pom to put on his little hat, but I didn't want to do that. Like I said, the chenille yarn it does shed. And so I just used a little pom-pom I already had and stitched it on there. But he is finished. He's complete. And he's ready for Christmas. That one took a hot minute. That one took a while. So, what can I say? Now, plans. I will begin that pouch. I am going to make some more project bags. And for crochet, I have plans for some more crochet for my daughter. One of the things I have that I wanted to do for her for Christmas, as those of you who have been around for a while know, she absolutely lives for Winnie the Pooh. Well, we found this kit at Hobby Lobby. We should have looked at the reviews. The pattern is fine. The pattern is fine. I have read through the pattern and it is fine. That's the best thing I can say about it. Now, of course, it and this is what's bad. It came with the yarn. Came with stuffing. Came with the pattern. And it came with what you need to make Pooh and Piglet. First problem. This pattern is meant to be more like micro crochet. Let me see. This is Winnie the Pooh's arm, his entire arm. That's not big. On top of that, this has got to be the worst yarn I've ever seen in my life. Literally, all you have to do is look at this stuff and you get this. It splits so bad. I will say I'm a confident beginner in crochet, especially amigurumi by now. This it is horrible. It's horrible. It's garbage. Sorry, there's no other way to put it. It's garbage. Apparently these creatures are only supposed to be like this big. How is that a beginner kit? Micro crochet, really? That's not a beginner kit. And the bad thing is they don't even include, well, I won't say that. Let me dial it back. They included the crochet hook, but it's so tiny. And using a tiny, tiny little hook on yarn that splits that badly doesn't go well at all, even a little. Like I said, I read through the pattern, and the pattern is okay. I understand it. I can do it. I mean, I made those tiny little arms, right? So regular size yarn and a hook I could easily do. And so what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby. And I got the yarn to make a regular, just out of chenille, just a regular one. And I got the Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth because I have used that yarn before and I like it. And I got the colors I need for both Pooh and Piglet. And I'm going to do it that way, because that's the worst yarn I've ever seen in my life in that kit. I like I said, I wish we had read the reviews before we got it, because that was horrendous. But I am going to make those for her for Christmas as well. A little Pooh and a little Piglet. I think she'll like that. I need to get started also with figuring out what I want to do for her Christmas doll this year. I'm kind of toying with the idea of crocheting a doll, but I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But that's it for sewing. As I said, you know, it took quite a while to do the hand applique on that, and to try and modify, because the pieces weren't quite right and they weren't the right size, and it's just a mess. But it's finished, it's done, and it's cute enough. I like it. I have it hanging on my wall, so that's fine. It's fine. But that's it for sewing. Life. There's really not much to update. Life is fine. The weather is finally nice enough that we have all of our windows open. My neighbor has finally stopped trying to burn down the neighborhood. He's just, yeah. He has plowed up his entire backyard. He had a beautiful backyard. All kinds of gorgeous flowers and things, and he just plowed them up, threw them away, burned them. Even though I told him if there was anything he wanted to get rid of, I would happily take it, and I would dig it up myself. No, he just plowed it all under and got rid of it. Whatever, that's on him. Don't care. My husband and I, we did go to the Mobile Botanical Gardens fall plant sale. We did get a few plants there to work on the backyard, and that was fine. It was nice. They did have some good prices there, which I was surprised at, because I was afraid it was going to all be really high, but it's not. It was very reasonable. This weekend we will go to a pumpkin patch so my daughter can pick out her Halloween pumpkins, because I have jack-o'-lanterns to carve. But otherwise, now my husband, since we moved, he has been working on his boat. Okay, his boat is old. He had it before I ever met him, and we have been married since 2011. So 14 years. So his boat is well over 15 years old. Well, he's been totally redoing it. He put in new seats. He's overhauled the engine. It works great. Now, when we moved, of course, one of the first things you do is transfer your ID. My daughter and I went and got my Alabama license. She went and got her Alabama state ID, because of course she can't drive. And we got it taken care of right away. My husband tried. When he got there, because he made the appointment online and everything, just like we did. When he got there to the DMV, they told him his license wasn't good enough. It wasn't the state certified copy. It was just like the little hospital copy they give you. Now, mine was certified, and so was my daughter's. Now, mine is 55 years old, so it's an antique. But it was still, they could still tell it had the embossed state seal on it and everything. So it was fine. It went right through without a problem. They stopped him at the gate and said, "No, sir, not today." So he had to write to Illinois, where he was born, to get his birth certificate, a certified copy. That was in March. He finally got it at the end of August. Yeah, because hurry up and wait. That's the American way. Anyway, he couldn't, my husband, because he's a diesel mechanic, he has a commercial driver's license. And so it's not quite as easy for him to get a license as it is, or to renew his license as it is for, say, me, who's just a normal average person who, just gets a regular ass license. But he has to show all this extra stuff. Well, he finally got an appointment for October 9th. So October 9th, he goes. He got his license. Yay! And immediately, when he got home that night, he went online and got he got fishing licenses for him and myself. Now, Saturday, he spent half the day. He got his tackle box ready. He got all of our fishing poles ready. He got the boat battery charged up and gassed up and the whole thing. And he hooked up to the truck. Sunday, after lunch, he and I were going to go fishing for the first time in Alabama. Oh, he couldn't wait. So we ate lunch, made sure Erica was settled, went out, got in his truck, and his truck battery died. So the man still has not been able to go fishing. Oh, this poor man. So he spent Sunday changing the battery in his truck. But one of his friends at work invited him to go fishing Saturday morning. So this Saturday morning, he'll get up and go fishing. And then he said maybe on this Sunday, maybe he and I can go fishing. And I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. I'm just along for the ride. But this poor man, this is like the trials of Hercules for him to just go fishing. But anyway, so this weekend at one point, he will probably drag me out fishing, which is fine. I don't mind fishing. But so that happened. But otherwise, life is life. It's fine. Everything's fine. So we are enjoying having the windows open, the lovely weather. It's getting down, fairly cool at night, 50s and 60s. So that's really been nice. The cats are loving it because they get to be outside all the time because Mama's got the back door open. I just latch the screen door on the screened-in porch so they can come and go and they can hang out on their little hammocks and have a good time outside. Our yard is full of squirrels because we put out a squirrel feeder, and so they've been communing with the squirrels. We also have a bird feeder out, so they've been communing with the birds. So they're loving it. They're having a good time outside. But otherwise, everything is just as usual. We're just doing what we do. So that's it for me. Again, I want to say thank you for everyone who's subscribed. I do appreciate it. I hope those of you who just kind of pop in once in a while, you're welcome to. Whatever. I'm just here doing what I do. If you did see something you like, I hope you subscribe. Feel free to comment. I love to chat with y'all. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, and whoever's enjoying fall weather, you're lucky. It is still getting in the 80s here, but I will take the 80s over 100s any day. To me, this is nice. This is perfect. So that's fine. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, listening to me ramble on. And I hope to see you in the next one in 2 weeks. And see you later.